Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. You know, I was thinking about showing some things the other day and I just didn't get organized enough to do that. Life gets in the way, whatever. So I kind of wanted to go and do an episode, a video, whatever we call this thing that we're doing, this talking back and forth and chatting thing. Yeah, that one. Of showing some of the things on Ravelry that I think are really inspiring. Doesn't mean I'm going to make them, but that are in my favorites, and they've been in my favorites for a while. I do not have, like hundreds of pages of favorites, although I very easily could. I try to put in, I don't know, I just was looking the other day and realized, wow, those are pretty awesome. So I have put in some inspirational patterns into my favorites, some things that either it's a technique that I wanted to try, or the colors are amazing, or something that just says, wow. And that's what ends up in my favorites. So I thought it would be kind of fun to go through a couple of those and maybe go over why they're in my favorites. And it was really fun kind of getting it semi-organized. We know I'm not that organized, whatever, but kind of getting it semi-organized to be able to show. I'm gonna hold my little iPad up and everything, and maybe if I'm all kinds of crazy and industrious and everything, I'll change the iPad picture to an actual photo, a little easier to see. We'll see how that goes, right? So I whittled it down. I have, what do I have here? 4, 8, 12, 16, no, 15. So I whittled it down to 15 different patterns for different reasons. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show this one first, and we'll understand why. Open up. This is the sock arms. It is a sweater, and that's the name of it, sock arms. A couple days ago, I had referred to this when I was holding up my cowl. Ooh, I should probably work on that. I have not worked on this yet. Yeah, so when I was holding this up and went like this, I hadn't done that before. I'm like, oh, that would be a sleeve. That's stunning. And I knew there was a pattern, and lo and behold, I actually had it in my favorites. Go figure, right? Because it's cool. And it's designed to make a simple sweater. And then the fun part, the part that talks, is right there with the sleeves. And using any type of yarn that you want, sock yarn that you want, crazy, colored, striped, variegated, doesn't matter. And I just thought that was a lot of fun. So I wanted to bring that up since I did talk about it. And this pattern is by Stephanie Lotven, and there are 461 projects that have been made with this particular design, and on Ravelry anyway. And they're just a lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun with all the different color combinations. I think this is cute with the tie, with the colored tie. But that you can see it's just a variegated, there you go. There we go. Here I am. Just a variegated sock yarn. Lots of fun. So I'll put that one in the description box. I'll put all of these that I show in the description box in case you're interested and want to, I don't know, look at them yourself. I'm not saying you have to go buy them. I'm not saying you have to make them. I'm sure I've got some free ones in here too. I didn't really care. Beauty is beauty. And if I'm not buying it or making it or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just gorgeous. So that was my whole thought process on this particular one. This one would be no surprise. It's a blanket. No surprise to anybody. It's a new one. This one was just released. It is crochet. So I do have both crochet and knit in my inspiration because, again, beauty is beauty. So this is the Sonia Tunisian blanket crochet along that is going on, I think, right now. There's a free pattern information and notes. The pattern's available for $39.99. I don't understand that. I think it's you just follow along and do the crochet along and you get them all. But if you want in advance, you can buy it. I don't know. I haven't looked at it that much. I don't do a lot of Tunisian crochet. Read very, very little. I've done it. There you go. But this one struck me. It is a gorgeous blanket. Part of the reason is look at that color. I mean, that is gorgeous. Look at that. So this is a crochet along. You've got different size blocks. and it is in Tunisian, and it is calling. I mean, that is just beautiful. That's just all the different blocks and everything. So I favorited this because, well, look at that. Look at that. I mean, that is, I think the color does it a lot for me. The whole intricate design, the techniques, the tenacity to get something that large done. Tunisian crochet, that is a Linan favorite from Nina's Knots and Crochet. She likes to do Tunisian. She does a series on Tuesdays, Tunisian Tuesday, and she really likes that. Not my thing so much, but I can appreciate beauty, and that is gorgeous. Things like this are things that make us want to do something more. Like if you only knit and you don't crochet and you see something gorgeous crochet, you're like, I want that. Or if you knit and crochet like I do and you see something with Tunisian that's gorgeous like this, you're like, ooh, I could do that. Or, you know, if you're crochet and I just deal with hooks and that's it, and you see different knitting things, you're like, maybe I could try the sticks. I could do 2 sticks, right? I mean, these types of patterns are the ones that just speak, and that is just phenomenal. So that's the Sonia Tunisian Blanket Crochet Along by Arunima Goel. Pretty sure that's not how you pronounce her name. Pretty sure that's not, but I tried. So the release schedule on this started the 7th of January, and it looks like it is weekly. It's just going weekly, and they've got squares going all the way up until November 25th. And what do you expect in the pattern? General information, including yarn, requirements, gauge, instructions for a practice square, 1 PDF per square pattern, a PDF with joining and border instructions. I mean, it's got everything, and it does say on Ravelry that also free for information and notes. So most likely the designer wants you to go out to their webpage and pull down the squares weekly is what that is. And the price tag would be, if you want it, if you're anxious and in a hurry and you just want it right then and all completely done and not have to remember to go get them weekly, you could buy it. And it's probably a higher price right now for that reason, because they've got the free crochet along, but I'm guessing. Anyway, that is stunning. That is absolutely gorgeous. So another one going on with blanket squares. This is a knit square, and this is called Ellie's Sunflowers. My oldest granddaughter's Ellie, so of course that one got me. And this one's a modified square out of a book, Mary Walker Phillips, in her Knitting Counterpanes book. I have that book. It is an out-of-print book, and I believe it is the most I have ever paid for a knitting book. And I did get it. It was one of those, because it's out of print, it had already been loved, and it has wear, there's no doubt, but it's either you get it or you don't, right? It's one of those rare books. So I do have this book, and she did, for this one, Mary Forte did some adjustments to the square, but that square is so feminine, so delicate, so beautiful and stunning. It talks to me. And I just think it's just gorgeous. And I like the border that she did around that blanket. And it's just, oh, I don't know. That one calls to me. And when I saw it, I'm like, ooh, I have that. I could play with that. I wouldn't mind, with some of the yarns and everything I have, you know, the collection that I have, doing a square just to see how much I like it, right? Because that's how I ended up with my pillow. I did the square and realized I didn't want to make a bunch of them because, well, because I didn't. But I have my pillow from that. Not a problem. But that one is absolutely stunning. And it's also in the Cast On magazine, Cast On Winter 2023-2024. And that's an interesting one. That's an educational journal for knitters. And this is the cover of that. And I was looking at those too. I'm like, that is stunning. So there's some really pretty designs there. For inspiration is out the roof, man. I'm telling you, it is out the roof. Over the roof, top of the roof. It's really high. It's really high. It's a lot of inspiration. It's cool. Yes, there we go. So that one was one that I just thought was gorgeous. And yeah, definitely. So sweaters, of course there's sweaters. Of course there's sweaters. And I've been making pretty plain top-down sweaters. Well, not really. I mean, The flax is a plain top-down sweater, and I've definitely made that more than once. Brick is a plain top-down sweater, and I've definitely made that multiple times. I really enjoy those. But what I'd love to do is stop being so lazy and do something like this. This is called the Erla DK Sweater by Valentina Bogdanova. Like I said, massacred names, not trying to, but you know, there you have it. This is inspiration. Look at that. That right there with that gorgeous design in the neckline. Look at that sweetheart neckline. And you've got the nice moving of the stitches. I love that. I love the texture on that. It's elegant. It's beautiful. The color, having it just the pure white like that in the pattern, it just adds to it. It's just such an elegant design. That one's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It says it's $7.05 right now. Okay. But that right, oh my gosh, that is so pretty with a neckwork up here and then just the design throughout the entire body. Gorgeous. This one's another hoodie. I have my hoodies and it's got pockets. I know, but it's cool. This is the North Sea hoodie by Michelle Porter. And look at this. Unisex in my opinion. Look at that. Look at the gorgeous cables going up the front. I try to get that. There we go. See, look at the gorgeous cables and you got the little side pockets and the zip up. I have not put a zipper in anything I've made yet. You know, so that right there would be a stretch. I mean, doing cables, they're not hard. They're slow. They're time consuming. They take some patience and some perseverance, whether you're knitting them or you're crocheting them, because you can do both. They're just a little slower. There's nothing wrong with them. But that one calls to me. You've got the simplistic design on the sleeves, the bag, but you've got that gorgeous ornate cable work going on the front right here. The zipper, the side pocket, so it's not a full kangaroo since it is a zip up, but the nice little side pockets and the hood. That is just wonderful. You've got cables going up around the hood, around the face. Yeah, that is just gorgeous. That's a paid for pattern. It is $8.74 US, 12 Canadian right now on Ravelry. Prices are subject to change. I didn't draw the patterns. I didn't do them. That's up to them. So here's a fun one. And I saved this years ago. Love it. Still love it. This is the Hippo Comforter. I like hippos. Hippo was like a love language for my parents. And my daughter-in-law likes the hippos also. And I thought this right here, it is a blanket, lovey style blanket, but I mean, it's a blanket. Look at that. Look how stunning that is. That is so cool. So you've got the circular blanket, some legs and a face, and there's your hippo design. And I believe that's a worsted weight yarn, most likely. That would be wise. Oh no, yarn weight on this is fingering. That's crazy. How big is this thing supposed to be? Oh, okay, so this is more like a lovey type thing. Crochet pattern, lovey hippo comforter, approximately 26 centimeters across, 39 centimeters including the legs. 2.5 centimeters is an inch, so that's a lovey. That's not the blanket. Okay, so I thought, I'm pretty sure at one point I had one that was a big, oh, it was the elephant rug. That's what I'm thinking of. Here's like a little hippo lovey. It is still cute. Crochet, of course. And fingering weight, yeah, I'm all over it. You know, I don't have this one in my library currently. I've just had it in my favorites because it's awesome. It's $4.50 to buy on Ravelry, and I'm just not even going to try on the names. Her first name is Ellen. No, Nyström. Ellen Nyström, I believe. So this is just a lovey. It's just a cute, absolutely gorgeous little lovey fingering weight yarn. Okay, I got that. Crochet. I know how to do those things. You're not even going to leave it a lot of polyfill because it's fingering weight. So it's small, you know, like 5.5, 6 inches, whatever. It's small. So there you go. Okay, that's really exciting because I was thinking that one was one of the rug ones because I had another one that I had favorited before where it was a large elephant flat rug that you can put in front of the crib or what have you. And that one was made out of worsted weight yarn, and it was really, really cute because it's the elephants that my daughter-in-law likes. We like the hippos. She likes elephants. It just confused me because they were both gray. Okay, That's it. They were both gray. That's all there is to it. So here's another one, you know, since we have the North Sea hoodie. This is the Rose of North mystery knit along. At least that's what it was back in the day. It's a full pattern, everything now. It's been out for years. I think it was added to Ravelry in 2020. This is an inspirational knitting shawl. You know, it's a circle. It's a big circle. It's a big circle. And it is stunning is an understatement. Let me see if I can get it to where you can see the picture. Look at that. Look at the edges of that. Look at the move. This is all just gorgeous knit. Here we go. I'm just blown away with that. That is just so beautiful. That's an heirloom piece. If you were to take the time and energy to make something like that and block it, that is 100% an heirloom piece. There's no doubt about it. That is so stunning. And it looks like you can even put beads on it. Holy cow, right? You know, because it's not gorgeous enough as it is. And here's a young lady holding hers. And you can see just how beautiful that is. So I'm really into that intricate design. I haven't been doing a whole lot of them lately, probably because I'm making so many other things. And right now I'm starting more things than I'm finishing. So I kind of have to work on that. But I'm having fun, and that's what counts because it's my crafting time. Yeah. So that is just beyond belief. That is just so pretty, so gorgeous. And let's see, here's another one. Another sweater. I know, I'm looking at the sweaters and I'm loving this right here. Is another reason. This is made with Aran weight yarn, but it's another reason why I'm looking at trying to get some, not really trying. I mean, I could, if I were really trying, I'd do it, right? But some more solid colors or semi-solid colors to add depth to a pattern, because I'm wanting the stitching to do the talking, and that's what this one does. This is the Keala Sweater, and the stitching definitely does the talking. You've got lace, you've got cables, you've got a beautiful yoke. I mean, it's all over. There we go. Ooh, there we go. I know it's a sideways picture. We've got to get it out of the way of that ring light, but that right there is stunning. And it's Aran weight yarn, which means you're going to use bigger needles and it's going to work up faster. So that's a good choice for if you're working on that, like, I want to make intricate, I want to make fun, I want to make something, you know, really wow pattern. This is a perfect one, being that you do use the Aran weight yarn and you're using a size 2.5 needle and a size 6 needle. And the 2.5 might be like the collar up here to keep that really snug, you know, and then going into the larger needles, and the larger needle is helping you with the size and the shaping before you have to start adding stitches. That would be my guess. Haven't looked at it, but that would be my guess. And this is by Valentina Bogdanova. Yeah, I really like her designs. I can't pronounce her name well, but I like her designs. I have favorited multiple of hers. She's got a series where she does these sweaters like this that just talk to me. There's so much design work into it, and the texture, and just, they are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So if you're looking at stuff and you just want inspiration, by all means check out the things that I'm going to be linking down below, and look at other designs that the person has. No one says you have to buy them, but you can appreciate pretty, because that's what I'm doing. I mean, I like pretty, and these are just gorgeous. And then for the color work, and I think on this one, it's literally the colors that get to me. There's quite a few color work things that I have favorited, because I've been really going into color work lately, just because. But this one in particular, if it were made in different colors, or if the design, now obviously you can look and see how many people have made this, and you can see the different color choices that they choose. But I believe the reason that it struck me so much is the colors that the designer used to portray their piece. And you can see why. You're like, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can 100% see why you would choose that. Yes, you can. And it's really the colors. Now, I've seen other patterns, and I like the fact that they took the design work from the yoke here and they put it on the cuffs, and it goes up to here. It's not just a little bit, but it goes up to here. Those things to me are very exciting, adds a little bit more oomph to the pattern, and just a lot of fun. And again, it's the colors the designer chose on that one for me that just get it 100%. It's a pretty pattern, but I've got some other ones I didn't put in this batch, but I've got some other ones that are so intricate color work. It's like, wow, it's intimidating. They are like that. But this one, it's 100% the colors. And I've got a really good mix of crochet and knit in here. I hadn't realized that. But again, pretty's pretty. Now this one, I have specifically went out looking for the yarn for it multiple times and going, ooh, I could make this. Ooh, I could make this. I do have this pattern. I did pay for this pattern. It is a Ravelry pattern. It is $9.76 right now. I don't know how much I paid for it. I've had it for years. It's called Pavonis. I don't even know how to say it. Pavonis. Pavonis. And it is by Robynn Weldon. And it is a ton of beadwork on this. An absolute ton. It is a long coat. It is just flowy and huge and all lace. And I don't know if it's one of those, cast on 900 stitches, because I do have a pattern like that. I'm not sure. I don't remember on this. But here's another one that you can see what it does. So it's got that peacock pattern on the lace. And you can see you can pull it up like that. You can pin it if you choose to. But that has been in my favorites for years. Again, I bought that with the intention of making it. But wow, that is something. That is absolutely something. And what did she say? Peacock-inspired beaded lace is the focal point of this dramatic wrap. No kidding. It is just crazy. Difficulty rating, advanced. Yes, I would agree. It's advanced. It's advanced because it's lace. It's advanced because there's beadwork. It's advanced because it's huge, right? And a lot of people would give up, like, oh, I don't know, like some of the blankets that I made, I'm just saying. Or like how many, like half a dozen sweaters that I'm working on. I mean, it's a thing. It happens. It's okay. It is fine. This is another one that gets me, and I've seen this one. I think it was on Etsy's the first time that I saw it, where you could get the yarn kit. I'm like, ooh, I want that. This is the Queen Bee bag, so of course it wouldn't surprise anybody that I would favorite this. And this is by Natalia Kononova, published in Outstanding Crochet. Look at that. Look at the front of that bag. Oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? You know me with my bee obsession. And then the back, I mean, they're both beautiful. The front and the back of that bag, that is gorgeous. And that's a crochet bag, and it's just stunning. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. How could you not love that? That is just so cool. I am thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled. I'm like, I want that. I want that. I don't want to make it, but I want it. You know what I mean, right? And there's a lot of things that are like, I don't want to make that, but I really, really want it. All right, this is a hat. You're like, really? Like you haven't done enough hats? This is a fun hat. This is a hat that takes all sorts of patterns and textures and movement of the yarn, and it works in a way that you don't expect. Like most of our hats, right? They'll start at the brim and go to the top, right? Or they'll start at the crown and go to the brim. That type of a situation. You might have different hats that take lace, and you'll do a piece of lace that goes all the way around the brim, and you'll pick up on the edges of it and then finish up to the crown. So there's a lot of different ways that you can make a hat, but traditional is brim to the top or top to the brim, right? Up, down, down, up, right? But this is everything. This is sideways, and this is everything. Look at that. Look at the movement of that hat. How can you not love that? That is just so amazing. And I like the flow of that. I like the way that the cables are moving on that. I like that it's a very untraditional construction. I mean, that is stunning. I got it in another picture. Let's see. So somebody made theirs in blue. But look at that. Look, here you go. Hi, here I am. But look at that. Isn't that just amazing? That is an untraditional construction. You've got short rows, you've got cables, you've got all sorts of stuff. That's one that you have to pay attention to. That's not the, I'm going to sit there and binge watch whatever and just go around and around and around. That you have to look at. Instructions, new way of constructing something, so you have to pay attention to that. Probably a learned skill. Yeah, you're gonna, I would think, for me personally, I'm pretty sure I'd pick something up on this one, right? I'd learn something when that's how you do that. Okay, we're gonna do that. That to me is amazing. That's a paid for pattern. This is the Scent of a Rose Beanie by Dolly, Laishram. I don't know how to say the last name. It's Dolly. Dolly made this. Dolly did this. And Dolly did an amazing job because this is gorgeous. And Dolly is charging $3.99 on Ravelry. I'm not going to massacre the last name. I try, but when you put it in the consonants and they're mixed in with the vowels like that, I got nothing. I got nothing. So, I mean, it's just how that works. I don't know. This one here has a lot of techniques that I've not done before. This is a sweater, and this is called Joe Batt's Arm by Jennifer Beale, and it is stunning is an understatement. And again, this is another one that I believe the colors that the designer chose grabbed me, and then the movement of the yarn, the patterns, and then the uniqueness and the construction just pulled me in hook, line, and sinker. Look at that. Look at that. So that is steeked. I don't know if you've ever done steeking. That's where you make a piece. You go ahead and you knit up your piece. I guess you could do it in crochet too. And then you deliberately cut said piece. Now you're going to use a sewing machine. You're going to stitch up the area before you cut it, so then the stitches aren't live, you know, I mean, well, they're live still, but they're going to not unravel on you. So that's why you're doing that. So for a lot of us with the knitting, we're afraid to do steeking. I don't know if I'm necessarily afraid. I just haven't done it. And the reason is if you mess up, you messed up, right? So maybe we should just practice on like little squares, like gauge swatches. Well, I'd have to make a gauge swatch to practice on it, but whatever, it could happen. Something along that line. So you use your sewing machine, kind of like a buttonhole stitch, right? And it's going to double serge or what have you along the edge of your fabric before you cut it. So you're not going to lose your stitches, and then you pick up stitches around there. So yeah, that is just beyond belief gorgeous. I like the way that the colorwork band and everything that is on there goes up and just outlines all the design on this. This is a form-fitted sweater, negative ease. Which means you're making a little smaller than your body size and it stretches to fit your body. That's what that means if you weren't aware. And, you know, they go through this and, you know, having all the, Erin just posted something. They go through this, here's your body measurements, and you can see that ribbon going along the side and everything. I mean, everything about this is stunning. Everything about it. I like the whole all over cable-y lace pattern. And then with that blue, it looks embroidered. I mean, that it does. It looks like a very embroidered piece. It is, wow. These are just, wow. Let me see if I can do a side picture where you can see that a little bit better. Yeah, here you can see where you've got the two pieces sewing together up the side and everything. I mean, that is a negative ease design, and that is stunning. The color blows me away too. I mean, not gonna lie, that's, wow, that's... Yeah, that would be one I would like to buy. Yeah, it's like, could I buy that finished product, please? That would be fantastic. That is gorgeous. So that is a DK weight yarn, and using size 3mm and 3¼ so a 2.5 to a 3 knitting needle. That's what that says. Oh, that is a paid for pattern. And Ravelry currently has it at $8.74 US, $12 Canadian. Alrighty. So I've got two more crocheted patterns. Go figure. You know, you would have thought that I would have had just a whole bunch of knitting on here, but you know, I whittled it down to some things that I thought were fun and everything. This one I think is gorgeous, and when I first looked at it, I did not realize it was crochet. This is called I Heart Granny Squared, and it's by Polly Plum. It is a paid pattern. I have it in my favorites. I don't have it in my library. It is $8 on Ravelry, and when I saw it like this, that looks knitted to me. Let me go ahead and expand that. But that looked like a knit design. When you expand it enough, you can see that is crochet. That is crochet. I really thought that was knit. I really did. I thought that was a, I have some like that with the twisted stitches and things like that, that you can make those lines with. That is amazing. That is such a pretty pattern. And it'd be faster because it's crochet, just saying. They're using Stylecraft's Bellissima DK yarn, using a size G crochet hook. I mean, that's awesome. You just can't beat that. That is just so cool. And yeah, when you get on the edges and stuff and you can see that that is crochet, but I mean, at first glance, I did not realize that was a crocheted blanket, and that is beautiful. That is so nice. I mean, like I said, beautiful's beautiful, pretty's pretty. It does not matter, and I really, that is stunning. What a fun blanket. And then the next one, you know, because I've been here talking about my favorites and everything for a while. This one's another crocheted one, and it is a combination. The color, definitely my colors. The colors on this particular one makes me swoon something fierce. This is one of those destination blankets. Now, this is Sophie Love's Lilla Bjorn winter blanket border. That's the border for this. I don't know. It's the border for the Sophie blanket. I've not made the Sophie blanket. I know I followed people who are working on the Sophie blanket, and it's a lot. It's a commitment. Now, I would have to buy a color kit. I just would. My color sense is a little odd. My husband has a better color sense than I do. I just throw it all together, and it doesn't always go well. You know what I'm getting at? He's a lot better with the color than I am. This one here, whoever did this is beyond gorgeous, stunning. You've got the mustards, you've got the darks, you've got all the, just the colors that I really like. So you got the Sophie in the middle and then the gorgeous border. And that is just, wow. For everybody who has worked on that, I know Erin from Crafting Kitty is working on her Sophie blanket. It's in her little bin at the moment. I don't blame her. But yeah, it is gorgeous. I see those types of things and I'm like, that is stunning. Look at this border. Again, colors get me. The colors are my colors. But I would have to have somebody go, okay, all right, Shannon, we know you're a little special and we know you're a little needy. So here's your color pack. I would have to get a kit. I would have to go online and everything and buy the kit specifically going, okay, you need this many balls of this. Because although I have a metric ton of yarn, I don't have the quantities to make a colored blanket or a blanket similar to this. I don't have the, 10, 12, whatever colors. I don't know how many this one has in it. In the quantities that I need. Now, over this last year, I've definitely collected quite a bit of the Big Twist value yarn. But I've got a lot of neon colors in that. That's not the I want to put it on my, well, I'd still put it in my living room, but it's not these types of gorgeous, mustards and darks and yellows and oh my gosh, just that, the colors that I swoon over. I don't have enough of that type of stuff. I can make sweaters, right? I can do hats, I can do other things, but a full-size blanket, and especially a blanket in crochet, as we've discussed, crochet takes a lot more yarn than knitting. And that's just going to take a lot more space, a lot more yarn to purchase. Like, I need 10 of these, I need 5 of these, I need 12 of these, and I'm over here going, I can make a sweater, depending on the yarn, anywhere from 4 to 6 or 7 skeins, balls, hanks of yarn, just depending on the brand and how many yards are in it. And when you're talking on a blanket, I'm like, I need 35 skeins of yarn. Okay, well, I don't have that type of stuff. And unless I'm actually going to commit to making the blanket, I don't want to grab all of those because I have a lot of other yarns. I would love to make the Sophie blanket. I think that is gorgeous with these exact colors. And I'm not the one that normally picks out the same colors that the designer does because that's just the way that I am. It happens sometimes. On this, I could see it. On this one, I would want exactly these colors. I wouldn't want to trust myself to come up with colors, although I'm sure I could make something beautiful. My color sense is not the best sometimes. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. That's a good way to put it. We'll just leave it that way. Anyway, those were some of the patterns that I have saved. Now I've got a few more, obviously, you know, but I wanted to do a mix of some of my favorites, you know, not just all sweaters. And it surprised me with the amount of crocheted patterns that I have in there. And again, the color gets me. The first blanket that I showed, the Tunisian mosaic crocheted blanket, Be Still My Heart, the colors steal the show for me. And then just the intricate, there are so many mosaic designs that I just make my heart flutter. And they're all done in different techniques, if you've noticed. Like, this one that I showed was Tunisian. I've seen the mosaic designs in knit that just make my heart flutter, and in regular crochet. So pretty much with the mosaic, it's a chart, and we've already discussed how charts can be manipulated with any of the crafts. But those right there talk to me. So I think I'm going to probably do a little bit more. I don't know if I want to jump on a huge blanket like that because, oh wait, I already have 2 blankets in the works. Yeah, there is that. I'm already working on enough blankets, and I think I've got about half a dozen sweaters. You know what I should do? That sounds like fun. Yeah, you're like, you haven't said it yet. I know, but I said it in here and I already heard it really loud. Is the sweaters that I've got, you know, try to pull them out from all the cubbies and all the different places that I have them hidden, or at least the ones that I remember, right? And take a guess as to how many I've got. I would guess at least a half a dozen. Adult sweaters. I think I've got at least a half a dozen around here squirreled away. Which, ladies, one of them surprised me was the one that I'm working on, the Malabriga wash did in, of course, my gorgeous amber colors that I love. I forgot about that one, and so did my husband. But then when I showed it the other day, because someone reminded me, he's like, I remember that. So now I got to start working on it again. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I have at least 6 squirreled away here that are semi-recent that if you've watched for a while, you probably have seen. I probably have more than that if I really started digging in the bins, because yeah, I just started digging for Tackle It Tuesday and everything in the bins, and I've discovered 2 adult size sweaters that I would not have admitted to before, not because I was hiding, but because they were out of sight, out of mind. I just didn't realize they were there. So I'm thinking at least 6 that I know of that have been more in the semi-recent, you know, pretty much started in 2024 or later is what I'm getting at. You know, started in my channel, maybe late 2023, you know, but since I had the channel, at least 6 unfinished. And I might find others, like with the Tackle It Tuesday series that I've got going on. I might find other sweaters and other garments in the bin, because I'm not digging in. We're doing that together. That's daunting. That's a together project. I'm not doing that by myself. You must be with me. And even that was successful, because with the Tackle It Tuesday, we were able to finish 1 adult size garment that was in the box that I, again, would not have. Oh my gosh, does that mean we found 3 adult size garments already? Wow. Yes, it does. It does mean we found 3. Finished 1. Yay, that's a win. Woo! We did it. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. 1/3, I'll take it. I'll take it all day long. I will take it. 1/3 of the adult garments I have found have been finished. Yes, I'm going to end on a high note. That is exciting. Oh my gosh, 1/3. That's cool. And I'm working on Miranda. She's really pretty. I like Miranda. I'm actually working on her. So there you have it. Wow. I'm leaving on a high note. That's really exciting. Oh, okay. Okay, this is good. This is really good. Yeah, we got this. All right. What else? Oh, yeah, there you go. I'll link all the patterns that I looked at and everything with you down below. I'll go ahead and link Miranda since I was talking about her, and for people that this might be your new, your first video, you're like, what is she talking about? I'll link that one too. All right, everybody, with that, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be, and I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.